What's the worst call I ever made, and what did I learn from it?
I actually going to have to think about that one.
I can give you plenty of ideas.
I think if I go back looking at some of my worst calls, and there's probably been more than one, the one that really sticks out of my mind was really where I made a very snap judgment, trying to be a little bit too clever, thinking twice about why management were saying what they were. I thought it was something implausible they were saying, but I gave them too much of the benefit of the doubt.
There was a stock where we had a buy and we knew the reasons why we had the buy for the stock, but unfortunately there were other things that were bigger things that were really driving the stock down. Although the fundamental analysis was really there to justify the rating on the stock, unfortunately perhaps market sentiment wasn't there. There were a few other things which really impacted, and it meant that ultimately the call wasn't correct.
The worst call I ever made was launching on the dental implant stocks 2 months prior to the financial recession with a very bullish outlook on the industry. Sadly, they are very economically sensitive, so it was a pretty rough ride for a few years.
I think the worst call I ever made tends to be related to your noises off to macro events. So I think personally was having an outperform recommendation on Carlsberg just at the time that the Russian government was about to squeeze the alcohol industry. Now, I think there's no way I could have predicted that, but I think it's just to be much more aware of, as Nicholas Taleb would call them, the black swan events, and just be aware of them. You can never predict them, but try to think, well, what could make me wrong? What is it that I haven't thought of that could make my thesis completely wrong?
I think we learnt, even when you get the best fundamental analysis, sometimes you've really got to understand the investor sentiment around what's driving the companies and the stocks too.
Maybe acting too quickly and not analysing enough can sometimes be it's a little bit dangerous.
Despite the fact that the medical devices and services industry is pretty insulated from the economic environment, it's not totally isolated. So in order to do this job well, I really do have to also look at the much bigger picture.